Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mark Roithmeyer. I have both the privilege and the honor of being the CEO of the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation. I am thrilled to welcome you to our 9th annual Great Ladies Luncheon and Fashion Show here in DC. Let's hear it. In ADDF's heart and soul are Elise and Mark Lefkowitz, who created this wonderful event 9 years ago in memory of a very great lady, Estelle Gelman. Elise wanted to do something to raise money, to speed a cure, to speed new treatments, and here we are 9 days later. 9 years later. Yeah, right, 9 days. Elise, you're getting younger all the time. Couple of quick shout outs to some wonderful sponsors who make today happen. How about Neiman Marcus? How about the wonderful fashion of Carolina Herrera that we're about to see? Also, a big shout out to the Lilly Company. They have been our partners in the science and they've been a sponsor for us the last 2 years. Mary Beth and Tom, can we hear it for Lilly? And then last but not least, the Estee Lauder companies. And you may notice that our good friend Leonard Lauder could not be with us today. He was feeling under the weather on the weekend, and his doctor said doctor would prefer Leonard not fly today from New York to get here. He asked me to pass on some quotes, because the first thing, and those of you who know and love Leonard like we do, the first thing he said, "But Doc, I've got 500 of the greatest ladies in Washington, D.C. This is one of the greatest days of my year, and you're telling me I can't go." So he's sorry he can't be here, but he had a couple of things he asked me to say to you all today. Leonard's very proud that in 20 years of the ADDF, we now know there were things we can do to improve our cognitive health, to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia, and there are particularly great things for ladies to do. So Leonard has 6 rules of thumb he wanted to pass on to you today that are good for your brain health. 1, eat for your brain a good Mediterranean diet. We have a brain health approved lunch today, folks. 2, he said, get enough sleep. He said there'd be a couple of groans on that one. How about this one? Reduce your stress. Exercise, socialize, and last but not least, keep learning. And Leonard wanted you to know that even though he's 86, he's going to be following this event on Twitter and Instagram today because he keeps learning, which is great. Also want to let you know, for the women in the room, Leonard wanted you to know that we fund research specifically to address the number of women who get dementia and Alzheimer's. Dr. Robbie Brinton, who had been here a couple of years ago, University of Arizona, phase 2 trial on hormonal therapies specific to women to improve their brain health. And also, I'd like a past honoree who's with us today to stand up, Mr. George Radenberg. Where are you, George? We are, you'll be happy to know ADDF and Us Against Alzheimer's are partnering on a new program called Be Brain Powerful. It's a campaign for women to learn more about brain health and reduce their risk to Alzheimer's. Today, we stand before you. More than $115 million has been put into research by the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation. More than 590 drug discovery programs and clinical trials in 18 countries, the best and the brightest ideas. Dr. Howard Phillip, George Bradenberg, and myself were just with Dr. Francis Collins, the head of the NIH. And Francis Collins was asked, what could we expect in Alzheimer's in the next 3 to 5 years? And he, without hesitating, said, he is so excited. There are treatments coming to slow down the progression of Alzheimer's. There are treatments coming that will prevent Alzheimer's, and that's in a 3 to 5 year horizon. And how many folks have been at this luncheon for the last 3 to 5 years? You have all helped to make this moment happen. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to get to the fun stuff. We have a great afternoon planned for you all. First, we're going to get the fashion show from Caroline Herrera. And then after lunch, we're doing something different this year. We have not one, but 2 awards we're going to be giving out today. The first is to Dr. Michela Gallagher from Johns Hopkins. She's spoken here before. She, female, great lady, local, the only phase 3 clinical trial now that's showing any promise. You have all funded her over the last 9 years. Pretty cool that she's being awarded today. And yeah, let's have some applause for that. And she recently received the Nancy Goods Prize from the ADDF, and I know Nancy and her table of friends are here. So Nancy, thank you. Yeah. And then our second award today is going to go to somebody who you all know locally. Do we have any Washington Capitol fans in the house? How about our Stanley Cup champs, the Washington Capitals? Well, we are honored today that Mr. T.J. Oshie is with us, and who could forget that incredible moment, Stanley Cup on the ice, caps on top of the world, and TJ taking that moment to talk about his family. So that's all in store for you ahead today, okay? All right, now I'm going to turn it over to our host for today. We have a wonderful host for today, Lindsay Czarniak. Lindsay knows DC area, having covered sports at several years at WRC TV. She joined Fox in 2019 as studio host for NASCAR and host of a Players podcast focused on the intersection of music and sports. Most recently, she's anchored the Bleacher Report sports segments on CNN and worked with ESPN for several years, hosting everything from being at the Super Bowl to the NBA Finals and the World Series. A great lady herself, she was the first woman to host the network coverage of the Indianapolis 500 on ABC. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a very, very warm welcome to our host today, Lindsay Czarniak.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful welcome. The one thing, Mark, you didn't say was fashionista. No, I'm kidding. Bad crowd for that one, right? Because you guys you have no idea what's going on backstage. It is like one of my dreams coming true watching that. And a real dream of mine just came true about 15 minutes ago because someone grabbed me and said, "Do you want to wear Herrera?" Yes, like, isn't this amazing? Yes, I want to say a huge welcome and thank you so much for having me back to do this. I love any chance I have to come back to Washington, D.C. My family's here, but I feel like this town is really my family. So I am truly grateful to be here today, and I am honored and thrilled to be here as the host of the 9th annual Great Ladies Luncheon. It's so cool. I have a daughter now who's 2. I have a son who's 5, but my daughter is 2, and so we have just started going to what I call ladies' lunches in our town up in Connecticut. And sometimes she can sit for about 20 minutes, sometimes she runs around, but it's been a lot of fun. So I can't wait to hopefully maybe one day be able to bring her here today. I brought my mom here today, so thank you for being here, Mom, but also so great to see so many awesome familiar faces and to be here for such a great cause. Obviously, the work that is done here in this room today, it's a lot of fun, but the work and the amount of money raised, it goes obviously towards such a great mission. Alzheimer's, as many of you know, is a terrible disease that impacts the entire family. It's no secret that women often serve as the chief medical officer for their families, making doctor's appointments, following a healthy lifestyle, looking into the latest research. And for those of you that were at this morning's symposium, we hope that you walked away with more awareness, more knowledgeable about the latest in Alzheimer's research and what you can do now to help reduce risk for yourself, also for your family, with tips for better brain health. As a sportscaster, it is always special for me to be able to come back to this town because this is where I spent so many years covering sports. I still am a religious sports fan of all of the teams here, and as many of you in this room remember, the Washington Capitals are the one that brought home that Stanley Cup last year, and I still, yes, go ahead, clap. I still have a hard time, even like when people ask me what that was like to be there at that game, I still have a really hard time not tearing up when I tell that story because it just my heart still feels that it was that amazing, and I know all of you share that memory with me, and so I am honored to be here today with TJ Oshie and to be able to honor TJ, who moved a nation when he paid tribute to his father, Tim, who has Alzheimer's after winning that Stanley Cup last year. We're going to share that moment a little bit later, but can we please give TJ a big round of applause again? TJ, who is on the mend, by the way, right? We should say. Thank you, Elise Lefkowitz, founder of the Great Ladies Luncheon, for bringing us all together in memory, Elise, of your mother, Estelle Gelman, who had Alzheimer's for 15 years. It is a great tribute, Elise, to your mother to award another great lady, Dr. Michela Gallagher, with the very first Estelle Gelman Award for Innovation in Drug Discovery. As the population ages, the staggering impact of Alzheimer's will only grow. We know that. 20 years ago, Leonard and Ronald Lauder had a clear, singular vision when they began this foundation, and that mission was to speed up the discovery of drugs for the prevention and treatment of Alzheimer's. We are grateful for this vision, also for this leadership, and to the ADDF for striving to achieve this goal by taking on ideas that others honestly wouldn't, ideas that people didn't think made the most sense to devote the time to, and also by encouraging innovation. We are closer than ever to a cure. So now it is time to turn our attention to innovation in the world of fashion. I'd like to honor and welcome the global president of Carolina Herrera, Emily Rubenfeld. Emily, we are so excited to have you here. You look fantastic. And can you tell us what we're about to see?
Yes, I'd love to tell you thank you. And Lindsay, doesn't she look beautiful in the Carolina Herrera pre-fall collection? Thank you so much. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. First, on behalf of the entire Carolina Herrera New York-based team, we are so grateful to our host, Elise. Thank you so much for including us today. Elise shared with me some wonderful and touching stories about her mother, Estelle, who inspired this important day. And I'm confident that if she were with us all here, her mother would be so incredibly proud of her daughter and all her accomplishments. Thank you, Elise. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank our amazing partners and friends at Neiman Marcus. Kathy, Michael, Wendy, Young, and Melissa, we appreciate your support today and every day. Yes, thank you, Neiman Marcus. I am so proud to introduce the Carolina Herrera Fall 2019 collection. Who wants a fashion show? Yay! This is the first fall collection from our recently appointed creative director, Wes Gordon. Wes was appointed by Carolina Herrera herself. She found the perfect successor in Wes to continue her vision for bold elegance and femininity while evolving the house to reach its full potential. For this season, Wes was inspired by bringing joy and light to the fall collection with flowers and vibrant colors. Who needs just gray, browns, and blacks for fall? We need color. And this is a town for color, I can see that. The collection you will enjoy today was crafted by our exceptional couture pedigree team of pattern makers, sewers, and cutters in our light-filled atelier in the heart of New York's Garment District. This collection embodies the values of our founder, established in 1981. The clothes at Carolina Herrera should always feel as beautiful as they look. So with that said, the Carolina Herrera collection in full bloom. Thank you.
Yeah. first chorus, but we have two, you know, and maybe for the second
you have
one.
two chorus.
Yeah, that's what we say. We keep that
French.
talking. So when you're
Okay, so
talking,
we
we
can
need
think about
maybe
something else.
but you can think of something tonight.
I've seen that face before. See him hanging around my door like a hawk stealing for the prey, like a night waiting for the day. Strange shadows back home. Footsteps echo on the stone. Rainy night on Hudson Boulevard. Parisian music drifting from the bar.
Guess what? Accompagne la mort. Tu te prends encore. Toi aussi, déteste la vie.
That was really a fabulous, fabulous fashion show, I think. The colors were just amazing, and the styles were gorgeous. Thank you so much, Carolina Herrera, Wes, Emily. You outdid yourselves. Thank you. I'm Elise Lefkowitz, as everyone knows, co-founder of this event with my husband, Mark, who's over there, and the wonderful Leonard and Ronald Lauder. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the Great Ladies Luncheon for the 9th year. This year is special in several ways. We are recognizing two extraordinary people, TJ Oshie and Dr. Michela Gallagher. It's a great comfort to my family to know that my mother's spirit lives on in the work that we are all doing, giving our time, energy, and resources to search for a cure for Alzheimer's. I'd like to thank everyone who helped make today possible, starting with our longtime partner, Neiman Marcus. We couldn't do it without you. Special thanks to Kathy Lee, Michael Rolfe, and Melissa Ekblom with us here today from Neiman Marcus. Thank you all so much for all your help and your support, and you're amazing. We're so excited to have fashion from Carolina Herrera today. Wes, it was a magnificent show. Emily, thank you for your terrific introduction of the collection. You have a wonderful and amazing team. We're going to have a pop-up shop after lunch, so if you feel like shopping, it's going to be right outside the doors. So I encourage everybody to go see the gorgeous clothes. I want to thank my husband, Mark, for his support and for chairing the Gentlemen's Benefit Committee. I'd also like to thank Leonard and Ronald Lauder and the co-chairs of our Ladies' Benefit Committee. I could not do this luncheon without the Benefit Committee. They are just amazing, amazing people. Thank you. Our hosts, Andrea Mitchell and Lindsay Czarniak, and all of you for your unwavering support of this luncheon and this cause, make it so easy for us to do this luncheon every year. It comes from my heart, and you all are all supporting this amazing luncheon, and we're going to find a cure for this horrible disease, and we're right on the edge of doing it. So it won't be long, and please keep supporting us. Orchids were my mom's favorite flowers. I wanted to thank my generous friends at Amaryllis who have donated the lovely centerpieces for us today. If you have a gold sticker on the bottom of your program, you can take yours home today. Don't forget to check. Now I'd like to ask Lindsay to join me back on stage for the auction. We're going to be auctioning off 3 very special items.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Would you like this for easy?
No,
easy moving?
I'm fine.
Okay.
This one.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so now is when things get a little adventurous, and we have a friend. Our model, but also the puppy. Yes. This puppy, guys, is 13 weeks old, and this puppy is our first live auction item. Shh. If you listen really carefully, you can hear the puppy breathing. Shh.
And it lived with me for 3 nights. That's all Mark would let me have it.
It did 3 months. Is it well adjusted?
And I started housebreaking it, and it's very smart, and it goes outside already.
So it's a win-win. So 13 weeks old, he won't get more than 5 pounds. His name is Monkey. That's what someone told me. Is that right?
Well, we named it Monkey.
They named it Monkey. Okay, so you can alter that if you want.
Name it whatever you want.
He's got a phenomenal personality. He's sweet, happy, very good-natured temperament. He's lively, loves to play in the yard. Did you let him out? You
Yep.
Take him out, right?
And he comes with everything you'll ever need for a dog. He comes with a bed, a crate, food, puppy pads, toys, food bowls.
I'm going to be honest. I've never been part of an auction where we've auctioned off an actual live animal. So this for me is kind of interesting. Okay, so he's purebred. valued at $2,500. We're going to start the bidding where?
Yes.
Where do you want to start?
Okay, $2,500 for this cute little puppy that I can't take home with me. $2,500? $2,500?
Why don't we start, let's take it back a notch. How about if we
Okay.
start at 1,000? We'll start the bidding at 1,000. Oh, we have one in the back. All right, $1,000. I mean, but he comes with what? The crate, you said what else? A bunch of
Pen,
other...
a bed, bowls, food.
He's basically
everything.
half trained. You know, I actually...
Very smart. He really does go outside.
Okay, $1,000 is where we are. Someone else? Is that a selfie or are you raising your hand? No, that's his selfie. Okay, $1,000. Anybody else? I actually tweeted my husband, because I took a picture with this dog outside, and I said, look what I'm bringing home. And my husband said, what kind of cat is that? But I said, it's not a cat. He looks like an Ewok. He's so cute. 1,000. We can probably do better than that, guys.
Yeah.
Come
How
on,
about
1,000.
1,500 from someone? You can't buy these. These are Imperial Shih Tzus. They come from a special breeder in Florida.
A special breeder in Florida.
And they stay very small, and they are non-allergic.
They're not? They're hyperallergenic.
Hyperallergenic.
Fantastic. Hyperallergenic. 1,000. Anyone else? Mom, you want to take a dog home for Dad? No, my mom's not paying attention. She's talking to someone, so I might just bid for her. Mom, do you want a dog? You want to? No. Okay. No. All right. 1,000. Anyone else? TJ? No. I'm not going to put him on the spot like that. Oh, we've got someone. Awesome. 1,500. Thank you. $1,500.
2,000.
2,000? Do you hear 2,000? Do you want it for $2,000?
My husband will throw me out.
Got it.
Bring a fifth dog home.
All right. $1,500, an adorable
How
dog.
about 2,000 from anyone? 2,000.
2,000, awesome. 2,000, 2,500. Anybody feeling 25?
2,500.
2,500.
And it will be housebroken in less than a week because it's halfway there.
Less than a week. You're guaranteeing it?
Yep, I'm guaranteeing that.
We're at 2,000. It looks like that's where we may stay. And anybody else? 2,500. All right. This is great.
Can we go up to 3, anyone?
Anybody feeling 3? Otherwise, 2,500. 2,500 for an adorable puppy. I think it actually talks. I heard it whisper something. Or maybe that was just my mind. All right. 2,500?
No one? Anyone for 3,000 before we close the bid? We want to keep this rolling today. 3,000? 3,000?
All right.
2,500?
Going once, going twice. Congratulations. 2,500! Oh my goodness. Should we go let the new owner see the puppy? Can I say goodbye to the puppy first? Can I just pet him? Just cause, oh goodness gracious. Oh, he's shaking. Yeah. Congratulations. Oh my God. Oh, this is so awesome.
I think this is the second puppy you have bought from us.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, what a sweet little thing. All right, so our second item, these are gorgeous. I mean, do you want to walk them around or should we walk them? Okay.
These are Van Cleef and Arpels, black onyx and white gold earrings. Alhambra, they're called the Alhambra.
Elise, be honest, how many pairs of earrings do you have? Because I've heard about your shopping issue. No?
These are really gorgeous.
They are beautiful. They are really beautiful. They're perfect for like when you don't want to wear the dangles, but you want some wow factor. We're going to start the bidding for these at $2,500. If anybody wants to see them up close, just ask and Elise can show you that she could also be a pitcher. All right, $2,500 for these beautiful earrings. Who do we have out there that would love some earrings? Or for the men in the audience, I mean, Mother's Day, right? $2,500, anybody?
Mother's Day is soon. Husbands, boyfriends. A nice Mother's Day gift.
25, oh, yes? Is that a hand raise? Oh, she wants to see them. $2,500. Anybody? You guys need to see them back there? They're gorgeous. How would you describe them up close and personal?
They look like a clover, and they're in white, gold, and onyx.
I really love the onyx. Thank you. I'm scared of heights, so I'm not going to get down by the edge. Okay, thank you. They really are beautiful. We can take it back. We can take it back. $2,000. Let's start at $2,000.
$2,000 right there.
Awesome.
$2,500.
$2,500? $2,500. Fantastic.
$3,000.
Is that a hand? 3,000? No? Okay.
No.
3,000.
$3,000? I don't think you can get them in Van Cleef for that price.
$2,500. I mean, this really, and it comes in a beautiful box. So it is really great. You said Mother's Day, but you could also do a birthday or, you know, graduation. What a great graduation gift, seriously. $2,500. Do we have 3,000?
3,000? Anybody for 3,000 for a beautiful pair of earrings? 3,000? All right, let's keep this going. Okay.
$3,000. You want to walk down there one more time? All right. $3,000. Is that a hand? You want to see them? Again, they're Van Cleef and Arpels Black Onyx Classic. They're Alhambra earrings. Beautiful. Is that a, okay. People are still checking them out, so while they're doing that, we're just gonna wait and let people see and decide if they're gonna bid. You didn't answer me. How many pair of earrings do you have? Shh. More earrings or shoes?
Maybe shoes.
Shoes. She's a shoes girl. All right.
Okay, so we have 2,500. Anybody up for $3,000? 3,000?
Thank you.
No?
All right.
Okay.
25. Going once? Going twice? Anybody else? $2,500. Congratulations. They're beautiful. And we will hand it off. That's beautiful, beautiful. All right.
All right, our last live item.
Our last live item, personally, I think this is phenomenal. And if you haven't had a chance to go to Fashion Week in New York, you really should. It's phenomenal, but that's one thing. The other thing is to be able to go and see Carolina Herrera and those designs. I mean, it truly is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So, the third item, we're gonna put the dog on you. It's an amazing experience for you, courtesy of the folks at Carolina Herrera. You and a friend will get 2 tickets to the Carolina Herrera Spring 2020 runway show that's in September. It's during New York Fashion Week. And I mean, here's the deal. Like, you're probably gonna have to really care about like what you're wearing and how you look, because you're going to end up in magazines, because you're going to sit in the front row, you're going to be next to all these A-listers like Kim Kardashian and folks like that, buyers, fashion editors, you know, and it really, and we're not making this up obviously, it is one of the hottest shows in town, and it's nearly impossible to get a seat like this and be in New York. And I'm just saying, but you all know how awesome fall is here. It feels the same way in New York. It's a great time to be there in the city. You got football starting, you've got hockey still going on, everybody's still in action. Yes?
And it includes a 2-night stay at the Chatwell Hotel and 2 round-trip tickets on Delta from DC to New York City.
I mean, super easy.
This is a great trip.
Yeah, take your daughter, your best friend, your sister, your husband.
All right, we're going to start this off at
$2,000. Let's start it at $2,000.
one right there.
Okay, 2,000. Do we hear?
Okay, 2,500. 2,500. 2,500. 3,000.
3,000. 35.
3,500.
Oh, we see one there. Okay, 35. Who's got 4?
Did we do a 35?
Mama, yes. And I hope you're gonna take me. That's awesome. Okay, 4. Now I'm excited. 4,500. 5,000. You're 5,000. Okay, 5,500. 5,500. Mom, 55. Oh no, 5,500. 5,500. You're
Your mom's taking you.
my mom. Oh dear. Here comes Wes. Is it another puppy? What is it?
No, not another puppy, better. Whoever wins this, I'd love to invite you to our atelier to have a full tour and to see the collection being worked on as well. Very special treat.
All right.
That's really, really special. Thank you.
What does that mean exactly?
So Herrera, we're 2 floors in a building in the garment district. It's super magical. It's literally Willy Wonka's workshop. It's the most fun, incredible thing to see these clothes being made. It's such a treat. We do fittings there for royalty, heads of state. Come see these behind the curtain, see the magic happening, the amazing artisans at work. It's a very rare thing. We open this up very, very limited number of times. So that's another perk to bid on this item.
And we might see Meghan Markle?
Probably not.
Okay.
Thank you,
Maybe,
Wes. That's
maybe.
really a great addition to it.
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right, so what were we at?
Sorry, I'm just seeing,
mother-
I'm
your
seeing
mother
red.
was
All right.
last.
My mom was last. 5,500, right? Am I wrong? Okay.
6,000 now that you're going to go see Wes's atelier.
And then he said Willy Wonka. Who's that? Who's 6,000? Okay, 6,000.
6,500. 6,500. 7,000.
Whoa! Okay. Uh-oh.
7,500. 7,500. 8,000. 8,000.
8,000?
8,000? Oh. It's worth it.
8,000. So you're getting a private tour of the atelier.
8,000. 8,500.
You might be able to like try some stuff on. No, Wes, is that wrong? I don't know. 80. I'm just dreaming here. I've got all these things going through my head. 8,500. Is that where we are? 8,500.
Anybody for 8,500? This is a trip of a lifetime.
Front row Fashion Week. I mean, the atelier is cool, but front row at Fashion Week is like, wow. But you really, I mean, you do need to plan for that kind of thing. All right, 8,500.
We're gonna move the show on. 8,500.
And you're flying Delta, and I mean, you know how they have upgrades a lot, so you may end up being flying first class if you have points.
8,500, anyone?
8,500.
8,500.
85.
Okay.
Yes, I see it.
8,500.
All right.
Yay. Okay, can anybody...
9,000. At this point, Mom, I'm thinking you could just split it with your sisters. No, she's not listening still. All right, 9,000. Who's got 9,000? I mean, what a...
$9,000.
I've never seen an item like
a trip
this.
of a lifetime.
I've never actually had like personal like reaction to something like this because it's like you see how amazing and then you see it slipping away. All right, 9,000.
9,000.
Is that it?
9,000.
Awesome.
9,500.
Do we see 9,500? All right, 9,000.
All right.
9,000.
9,000 going once. 9,000 going twice.
Mom! 9,000. Can you split it with Grandma? All right, 9,500? Nope. Okay.
9,000 wins.
Once, twice. Congrats. OMG. I was just going to tell you that I love your outfit and I think you're amazing. And if you want to take someone else like me, I would love to go. No? Okay. Congratulations. That is awesome. That's really great.
That's really great.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you,
Seriously.
Lindsay.
And Wes, thank you for that addition. And
So, also we have a raffle. We're selling raffle tickets for all the in the lobby. We have great
Yes.
things. We have dinners. We have a golf game at Sabonic Country Club in Southampton. We have all kinds of wonderful items. So please check them out, and we'll announce the winners in a little while. So
yeah. So those are still, so basically, if you weren't able to win anything in the live auction, don't worry, because you can still win and support the Alzheimer's
And there are
research.
raffle tickets on your table with pens. And you can fill them
Yeah.
in, and somebody will be
So-
around to collect them.
On your tables, you guys will see a tri-fold form. Ours fell off. So this is what it looks like. It's in the middle of your table, and if you want to enter to win one of those prizes, you just fill this out. Staff and volunteers are here to help too. They're going to be walking around and circulating to collect them. So if you don't have one of these, you can also tell somebody and then get your hands on one. And we want you to remember that 100%, I mean, and this is a huge deal, 100%, shh. Oh, you're so good at that. Of every dollar that you give is going to go to fund the most promising research to prevent and treat Alzheimer's disease. So that is really huge, obviously, as you guys all know. Do not forget also to check and see if you've won the centerpiece at your table, because those are also up for auction. Just look at the back of your program, and if you have a gold sticker, that means you won.
Yeah.
So much fun, right?
All right,
so check the back.
Thank you all for coming. We're going to have a great dessert as usual. And enjoy lunch.
Yes, we will be back shortly.
And we'll be back soon.
If you were able to attend the seminars earlier today, then you probably have already met and learned from the next man that I'm going to introduce. But if you didn't, what you need to know is that he truly is at the forefront of the progress and the research that is being made now to help treat and prevent Alzheimer's. He is an amazing person. His name is Dr. Howard Fillet. Dr. Fillet is a geriatrician, neuroscientist, and an innovative philanthropy executive who has led the ADDF since its founding. And Dr. Fillet is internationally recognized as a leading expert in Alzheimer's disease. He is a clinical professor of geriatric medicine and palliative care, medicine and neuroscience at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai Medical Center, that's in New York City, and the author of more than 300 scientific publications. That includes one he recently co-authored with other ADDF scientists on novel approaches beyond the common amyloid that could slow or prevent Alzheimer's. As a geriatrician, he has cared for patients suffering from the disease. As a neuroscientist, he has led the way to explore new frontiers in Alzheimer's research. So please give him a round of applause. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Howard Fillet.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you to all of you for being here and joining us today. We couldn't have gotten to where we are today without all of your support. And of course, I'd especially like to thank Elise and Mark Lefkowitz for creating this amazing event and their outstanding support of the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation and the field in general. Thank you, Elise and Mark. Thank you so much. As many of you have heard from the scientists this morning's symposium, it's clear that we've made incredible advances in Alzheimer's research and care. In fact, in the last 40 years that I've worked in the field of Alzheimer's disease, I've never been as excited as I am today. Thanks in part to the work of ADDF, we now have an FDA-approved diagnostic test and many more on the way. We have over 100 drugs in clinical trials, and we know a lot about how to prevent Alzheimer's disease. This is amazing progress compared to when I started in the field 40 years ago, and we knew nothing, literally, about the illness. A few weeks ago, we announced exciting news about our Diagnostics Accelerator program. With expanded funding from Bill Gates and a new partnership with Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos, ADDF will accelerate the development of new diagnostic tools, and especially blood tests and digital mobile apps for the diagnosis and the monitoring of patients with Alzheimer's disease. These tests have the potential to revolutionize Alzheimer's care and research by allowing us to better understand how the disease progresses, more easily identify people for clinical trials, and more accurately monitor their response to treatments. Blood tests that become available soon will revolutionize care, just as a blood test for cholesterol revolutionized heart disease care and research. Our scientific strategy is based on the fact that aging is the leading risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. And beyond amyloid and even tau, there are many other mechanisms that are contributing to the progression and the cause of Alzheimer's disease. And our foundation is currently funding more than 25 clinical trials that are not directed at amyloid, but are directed at other mechanisms that are contributing to the disease, such as inflammation, genetics, and other causes. Over 20% of the clinical trials now in progress of the 100 programs that are currently, of the 100 drugs that are currently being tested in Alzheimer's disease, ADDF has contributed in one way or another to over 20% of those clinical trials. And 2/3 of the clinical trials supported by ADDF are in phase 2, which is the first time in clinical development that drugs are tested for their effectiveness. Over half of the ADDF-supported clinical trials are directed towards the prevention of the progression of mild cognitive impairment, the earliest clinical stage of Alzheimer's disease, to dementia. And one of our funded clinical trials just entered phase 3, the last phase before an FDA approval, for a new therapy. This therapy has been developed by Dr. Michela Gallagher, and she's the scientist behind a company that we helped to develop out of Johns Hopkins called AgeneBio. Her drug, called AGB-101, is being studied in a phase 3 trial called Hope for MCI. I've known Michela as a neuroscientist for many years. She's a distinguished professor at Johns Hopkins University and heads the Neurogenetics and Behavior Center at Johns Hopkins. Michela is also the founder of AgeneBio. Her research could yield the first drug to slow or stop progression of mild cognitive impairment, altering the course of Alzheimer's disease, and restoring brain function and reducing symptoms. And the drug itself has enormous potential, and this is the reason why ADDF has been supporting Michela for almost a decade. It's just one example of the exciting things that's happening in our field right now, and it's simply amazing to me, because as I mentioned, 40 years ago, when I started in this field, we knew nothing about Alzheimer's. And let me repeat again, today we have FDA-approved diagnostics. We have many more diagnostics in the pipeline. We have blood tests that I believe could come to market in 3 or 4 years. We have over 100 drugs in clinical trials, and we know a tremendous amount, as you heard this morning from Dr. Isaacson, about how to prevent the disease. But we could not have gotten here over these last 40 years, and particularly over the last 10 years, without your support. And so I want to thank you for enabling us to do the important work that we do. We couldn't do it without you. So right now, it's my great honor, and I'm thrilled to present Dr. Michela Gallagher with the very first Estelle Gilman Award for Innovation in Drug Discovery. Michela?
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Are we going to get?
Yes.
I just wanted to say a few words. What a beautiful event, and what a compelling and wonderful mission it supports. I would like to also especially thank Estelle and Mark, her husband. I think I can tell from today's event, with Elise and her husband, I think I can tell from today's event that Elise inherited some from her mother, a joie de vivre, and how to put on a great event for so many good friends and family. I'm really honored to receive this award in her name, and I noticed in the program there were also dedications to other participants and sponsors of this event to their mothers, and so I will receive this event in the name of Estelle, but also I'd like to dedicate this to all our mothers. I lost my own mother to Alzheimer's disease. So I know the terrifying and difficulty of that journey. And so I'd also like to include the mothers and sisters, brothers, the caretakers in my receipt of this award, because as noted, it is a family experience of a very horrible kind. I'd also like to acknowledge, and this morning we had a symposium on the progress that we need to have to meet this challenge and to really relegate this disease to the history books. I don't know if that will happen in my lifetime. I have hopes that it will. And I'd also like to thank the Alzheimer's Discovery Foundation, the Alzheimer's Disease Discovery family, because I have known many of the individuals in the foundation family, contributors to the foundation and its fantastic work, and they really have been at the frontier of dealing with this challenge. Back when Howard Phillip took command, he was incredibly eager to see a wide spectrum of approaches, not just a single one, and encouraged a lot of scientists to pursue the evidence they had to bring a variety of approaches. It's like what we call more shots on goal. If something doesn't work, we don't want to be standing there 15, 20 years later wondering what's the next step. And so they have brought a lot of programs forward. And I also see the new initiative they have on biomarkers is truly visionary, because it's clear that the disease from the diagnosis of dementia takes many, many years to progress, but we have a long period of time when people are at risk, and if we can identify that and prevent it, as Howard said, the way that blood pressure medicine is used, you don't wait till someone's got a stroke. You try to intervene to prevent the stroke, to prevent the heart attack, and I think for CNS neurodegenerative diseases, there will be a time in the not too far distant future when we will have those approaches and know how to apply them. So thank you really from the bottom of my heart, and I will be carrying Estelle Gelman in my heart as I continue my work. Thank you.
Congratulations, Michela. When I was asked to be here today, I was super excited because I know just how much important work everyone's doing, but I was also very excited to have a chance to work with and to really honor TJ Oshie. And to give you a quick story from my perspective, I mentioned being at the Stanley Cup final when the Capitals won it. And it was such a strange confluence of circumstances that got me there, right, to be there, but it was really one of the highlights of my career and honestly my life, because being able to watch that clock tick down, and for those of you that were watching it on the TV somewhere, you know what that felt like. I actually felt like I couldn't breathe when it got like to 10 seconds, and I knew that they were going to win the Stanley Cup. And when that happened, I remembered watching out on the ice, and I was looking for Ovechkin, and I was really paying attention to, oh my God, this is going to happen, and how are these guys going to react in this moment? And it was kind of like it was frozen in time, and I'm getting chills as I'm talking to you about it. But what I didn't expect was after, because first of all, I had never been in that situation where a Stanley Cup clearly was won here where I was covering the team, so I didn't realize that you got to go walk down on the ice, right? So 20 minutes go by, or what seemed like 20 minutes, and they let all of us in the media go down on the ice, and people had to borrow shoes because some people didn't have the proper shoes to wear, like myself. like from a cameraman. And we went down there on the ice. And I remember, you're trying not to fall, but it's just this amazing situation because I found myself reporting and just getting you're able to walk up on the ice to any player, to talk to them about what has just happened, and what has just happened has been their life's dream has occurred, right? So I'm hopping from player to player and just saying, how does it feel? And they've got kids and family members draped among them. And then I got to TJ, and TJ was there with his kids, I think at that point. And it was one of those moments where I do sports because I love the stories, and the things that I learn lift me up when I do my job. And that moment when I asked him how he felt, there was some small question I asked, the way he answered it was something I did not expect, because he talked about his father, who had been diagnosed. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 8 years ago. He was 48 years old. And the way that TJ answered that question, and all it was, I was trying to get his reaction to that moment, it left everybody around me speechless. So we have a clip of that, so you can see it, but this is part of the reason that we're honoring TJ, is the work that he has done because of this, but also his personal story, and the struggles that his family has been through with this. So this is that moment.
Do it. I don't know, it's a dream come true.
TJ, you talked before about your dream and what that looked like in your mind. So how does the reality match the dream?
The reality is so much more amazing. You try to prepare yourself. I think we were all confident that if we came to here tonight and played how we had to play, and played as long as we had to get the job done, that we were going to do that. So you prepare. There's things that maybe people don't know. They bring family in, and you gotta kind of prepare for a lot of stuff you don't normally gotta prepare for a playoff game in case you win. But you can never prepare for the feeling of lifting that cup. There's nothing like it. There really isn't.
Who is this win for?
Oh, here we go. This win. Oh. It's gotta be for my family, for my 2 little girls. I got my name on something now, so they'll know that Dad played hockey when they grew up. Oh man, sorry. For my dad, who has Alzheimer's, his memory's slipping a little these days. I think this is one memory that it's one memory that I don't think she's gonna forget.
What is it like to have him here?
To have Mir's amazing. He doesn't travel very well, and I've been trying to find a good way to get him out of all the playoffs. And it was kind of the perfect storm to get him in with my aunt and sister out from Seattle. Woo! And I don't know where he's at, but I'm going to find him here shortly and give him a big hug.
How about because of that, how much more special is this than it ever could be? Because when it gets personal, it doesn't get any better, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't. There's been 3 amazing days in my life, and that was my wedding day and the birth of my 2 little girls. Woo! And I got a number 4 now, so I don't know that. Sorry, do you guys mind if I go find them here? They're around here somewhere. Thank you. Thank you.
So, there's sports. Sports is great, especially when you're in that position for him and you can see your dreams come true. But when you can use sports as a platform, right? That's kind of what all this is about, right? That's what I think. And TJ is doing that so much. Since TJ's father's diagnosis, he and his family have been caregivers, they've been advocates, they have been tireless supporters of Alzheimer's organizations. This has brought voice and tremendous visibility to this cruel and devastating disease. We're so grateful for the attention that he has brought to Alzheimer's disease and the need for a cure. That night, because of what he said and how he, so eloquently talked about it and the emotion, that video was seen everywhere nationally. So that is an example of how all of a sudden people are talking about Oshie and what his family is dealing with, and how much awareness there is that is still needed. With TJ's help, we are making headway towards our goal of finding a cure for Alzheimer's disease once and for all. So, on behalf of the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation, I am honored to present TJ Oshie with the ADDF's Great Ladies Award. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Oshie.
Thank you. I haven't actually seen that interview until I was just listening to it, so sorry it was so long. It was an emotional night for me, for my family, for my teammates, and a lot of good came from that night. A lot of good has now came from that interview, and I'm very, very happy and proud of that moment. She was sitting down there. She's in the back now, but I'd like to thank my wife, Lauren, as I'm sure there are a lot of mothers in here. Yeah. Without all the support that she gives me and the family, it would be very hard for me to go out and do my job and in turn win a Stanley Cup and be able to raise awareness for Alzheimer's and for my dad. So for her, I thank you. I'd like to thank the ADDF for all their support that they've given me, and especially and originally to Kelly Ripken, who reached out, and then from that, yep. She got me in touch with Mark, and then Mark to Dr. Phillett, and my family is so grateful for what you guys have done for us and what you've done for my dad, who was introduced as Tim. Everyone calls him Coach. You could just ask him. That's how he introduces himself, as Coach Oshie. And but thank you everyone for this award. It really is an honor, and you know, we're gonna get this. We're gonna cure this, but we're gonna need everyone. Thank you.
They're back because I asked him if he would just bring his lovely wife, Lauren, up for a moment, right?
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Sorry, I just thought that would be nice, and you guys would love her anyway, and she's beautiful. And she looks like Khaleesi, her gorgeous hair and everything. No, anyway, TJ Oshie, again, thank you so much for your tremendous support and bringing much needed attention to conquering the disease. Thank you, Dr. Phillett. There you are. Thank you, Dr. Phillett, Dr. Gallagher, and all the researchers with us today and around the world who are doing all they can to find Alzheimer's, to end Alzheimer's. They give us hope that we are going to beat the disease. And on behalf of the entire board of the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation, I would like to thank all of you for being here today and supporting the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation. Because of you, we have raised a lot of money so far. If we have a number, I'm happy to share it, but it's still going. And together, we know that we can do this, and we will do this to find a cure for Alzheimer's. Be sure, by the way, as a note of housekeeping, to check the door prize winners board outside of this room to see if you've been one of the lucky winners. Visit the Carolina Herrera pop-up shop in the lobby outside of the ballroom today. It's not going to be as good as being there in Fashion Week, but only one person won that. No, I'm kidding. It'll be great. And also, visit the store trunk shows at Neiman Marcus on May 2nd. That one's at Mazza, and Tysons on May 3rd, they actually, true story, they took my outfit away because they forgot that it was in the coat rack. So someone just told me that. And so I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm just going to be able to have to wear this one, right, home. And then someone just came and told me that they saved it in the back. So if anybody wants that like cream-colored thing, you know, you can have it. All right, thank you guys so much for having me here. What a wonderful day and wonderful afternoon.